Hi.
Well, hi. How are you?
I'm good.
All
How are you
right.
doing?
Well, good morning, good evening, and good night, or whatever it is, everybody. My name is Gabriel,
And I'm Wilma.
and welcome to Bedrock Banter. Right. So, how was your week?
It was good.
Yeah.
Busy. I finally finished that project that I was working on that took me six
Give me.
months. 1 second. Mamas.
She's fine. Come on.
Okay. That project that I was working on that I told you was taking me forever. I finally finished it. Thank God. And like I said, it took up every moment of my life. So that's why we haven't done anything. But now
Anything.
it's over and we are able to start doing this now, which is my goal. So I'm excited to start doing this. But yeah, other than that, it's been a good week.
Okay. So I want to talk about something that happened yesterday and the day before yesterday. Let's talk about spiders.
Okay, well, I was going to get into that,
Okay.
but
Let's get into it.
he's really excited to hear this story because he thinks he's a big man. I am terrified of spiders, very terrified. And for some reason, the house that we live in is a sanctuary for them. So, um, Friday morning, I woke up and I was going to go take me a shower before I took my kids to school and to the nanny. And there was a massive wolf spider on the dining room floor. So I have spider spray in my room that I keep at all times because I am terrified of them. So I went and grabbed my spider spray, went outside, and I went to spray the spider.
Yeah. I was at work when all this was going down, so.
Yeah. Anyways, I sprayed the spider, and the spider ran off underneath our entry table at in the house. So I walked over there to see if it had died, if I needed to spray it anymore, but I couldn't find it. So I moved the entry table. I was looking behind it, underneath it. I had my flashlight on my phone and I couldn't find the spider. And I'm like, I know that I saw it run underneath this table. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it just crawled away and died because I completely saturated this spider with the spray. Well, the spider was gone. So I was like, okay, let me just go put the spray back in my room. I guess it died. I don't see it anywhere. It's fine. So I walked back in my room. I put my spray down. And I went to walk back to the bathroom to take a shower. And as soon as I walked past the entry table, the spider fell right here on my head and attacked me. So of course I started this screaming seizure fit.
Do the scream.
It
Do the
was
scream.
it was it was bad. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning, so I woke up all my kids. I woke up my aunt. She lives with us and freaking out. And the spider, I finally got the spider out of my hair, and it fell on the ground and it ran off to the kitchen underneath the fridge. The thing was angry, like it was out to get me. I know it attacked me. It jumped on my head, like I could see it from my peripheral. It jumped on my head. So talk about traumatizing. Yeah. So this was Friday. I was like, I'm not coming back home at all because I wanted to find a different place to live. So I left. We left. I took my son to school and everything, and I didn't come home for like 14 hours. I was like, I'm not coming home. It was very traumatizing.
So she called me while I was at work and told me this, and I thought, oh, it's okay. She sent me a picture of the spider, and it was like the size of my hand. It's a big wolf spider. Spider here in Florida, we get big spiders. Big spiders. Anyways, so I saw the picture, and I was like, oh, good. My first question was, did you kill it? And when I found out she did, I was like, great. I was kind of hoping she'd kill it, so I wouldn't have to deal with it myself. But it's all right. I'm a man. I got this. Nothing.
No.
Anyways, moving along. I did do some this morning.
Did what?
Apparently nothing.
We went shopping this morning.
You got a lot of cool stuff. Anyways, I was kind of hoping she'd kill it, but she didn't. Once I found out it went under the fridge, I was like, great, so I can't go into the kitchen for a while, but that's fine. Anyways, I got home, I looked around, didn't see it, and I thought to myself, that thing is out to get her. And boy, was it. Continue.
Anyways, so I finally came home with my daughter after 14 hours. And, of course, I'm paranoid. It's nighttime. I was just, watching where every step I took. I was looking above on the ceiling because the spider went up on the ceiling when it attacked me. And then we get into the bed that night. So Friday night, we get in the bed, and my anxiety is through the roof. I'm like, I don't want to be here. Like, I know that this spider is going to get me. And of course, my aunt's laughing at me. He's laughing, dismissing it. He was like, listen, the spider is
I
dead.
did not laugh.
He did. He was laughing at me.
I did not laugh
He was laughing at me because I said that spider was going to come back and get me.
A little bit. But it wasn't like I laughed pretty hard.
Yes. And he was like, listen,
Full
you,
disclosure.
I sprayed the spider twice with the spider spray that I had. And I was thinking that it was going to be done and over with. But I told him, I was like, I don't think that spider is dead. That spider is going to come get me. And I am terrified. I said, my anxiety is through the roof and I'm scared to be here right now. And he was like, listen, the spider is dead. You sprayed it. You're fine. You're good to go.
Of course, that was me wishful thinking. And
Yeah.
deep down, I knew inside that you can't just spray a spider. You're just going to make it mad. It got mad. At both
So
of us.
anyways,
I didn't even do
Saturday
anything.
morning we wake up. He's being an extra little lovey Saturday morning and, wakes me up and everything. And I went and I got up and I went to the restroom, and I came back and I laid down and everything. And he's being lovey. And I look up and that spider is on the ceiling directly above my head
It was directly above her head.
in
And
a pounce position, ready to attack. And I start crying and I was in utter fear. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm serious. I knew it was going to come after me. And I'm telling him, I'm like, there it is. There it is. There he is. And
All right.
he's,
So from my perspective,
all right, I'll let you take that side of the story.
so it was time to be a man. Notice the voice drop. That hurt a little bit. Anyways, so yes, it was above her head. And I look over at her and she's got this horrified, terrified look on her face. And I thought, okay, it's A, a demon, which I'd been suspecting for a while, right? B, the spider, which I kind of went back to the demon thing because I don't want to get hurt bad, right? And C, she's just overreacting, which I looked up slowly and I was like, what? It's not a demon. And I was kind of hoping it would have been, but no, it was a spider. It was sprout out on the ceiling. So I had her cover her head and cover the baby's head. And I thought, well, all right, time to be a man. Time to be a man. So I went and got the fly swatter because that's what men do when they see a big spider. I moved very slowly, and whenever I got out of the bed, I saw it get into like a pounce position. And I thought, dang it, it's going to be me or her. This is going to hurt, but I'm a man. Thank you for chuckling at that. Anyways, so I thought I have one shot at this. And I swung and I hit it. And I saw it slowly just and float down onto my nightstand. Great. Now it hates me. It got over her. I think it actually looked at me whenever it fell. And it pointed at me and was like, wait till I land. And then I didn't see it. So I thought, great, now I've got to find it because we're not leaving here. She's going to stay in bed. I did find it, though. And I killed it. It died. It died until it was dead. And it was
then
good
we
and dead.
flushed it.
I did see that it did lose
And I
lose a
needed
leg.
proof that there was a carcass because I was not getting out of that bed until I
It was
saw
dead,
that
dead,
it was
dead.
dead.
It was either that or get everything out and burn the house. And I think we would have done
No, we just would have left everything. I would have not even gotten
burn the
anything out.
house.
I would just burn the house down. I asked my cousin if I could borrow his blowtorch yesterday.
that. You did?
Did.
What?
Because I
What he say?
wanted.
Did he say yes?
He said, yeah. He said, yeah, I
Really?
could come get it if
Oh
I
man,
wanted
I
to.
love him.
But no, I just was very shocked. Like, I couldn't believe that the spider. I mean, we have a 4-bedroom house, so it was very weird that the spider remembered who I was because it was directly over my head.
Well,
And
you
I
sprayed
figured
it.
out that the spider spray that I have is not effective. It just pisses them off.
It
So
said fragrance on it.
I threw it away. I threw the whole can away because I'm like, though, that obviously didn't
Didn't they
work.
give it away? It said like, fragrance. This will work. This
It
will.
says spider spray on it. It says it will kill spiders. It was like an all natural spider spray. So it was like a spray that is safe around kids. Like if you spray it and you don't clean it all up, it's not going to affect your kids. Well, obviously it doesn't affect the spiders either because
No,
it didn't kill
you
it.
just made it
So,
mad.
yeah.
You
Anyways,
sprayed it and it was like,
with all that being said, we're
oh,
looking for a new home. So if you find anything,
yeah.
send it our way because I'm done with the spiders.
It was a big spider. It was. I think it had a mustache on it too. A little
Ugh,
attitude.
God, I hate spiders. So that was
It probably
that was
told all
fun.
those little
That was a fun
cousins to
week.
avenge him. It's gonna
Yeah.
come back.
So, anyways, now that that's over with,
You
and
feel better.
about what?
So you actually have a fear of spiders, like a huge fear of spiders. This
Yeah,
is something I did not know until yesterday when she thought she almost died, and me too.
it's because I don't talk about it. I've always been scared of spiders ever since I was a small kid. Like, I lived in the country and in the backyard. I mean, back when I was a child, Florida was known for like having a bunch of orange groves. So our entire like backyard was acres and acres and acres of orange groves, which would bring in
Oranges.
spiders. So there was always spiders when I was growing up in my house. And as, you know, I just had this overwhelming fear of them and it just got worse as I got older. So
Did you ever play with those? I can only remember the commercial go creepy crawlers. Or I guess I'm too
maybe
old.
it's from your time. I don't remember that.
What's that supposed to mean? My time.
You lived 10 years prior to before I was even thought of.
It was a good 10 years.
I'm sure it was.
What about those like little jelly ones that you could make and then you could eat those?
Oh, yeah, those things. I never did that. I was too poor. I didn't have consoles like that.
Well, we didn't either. We just kind of watched the other kids play with it and be like, one day, Father, one day, can we have one of those? I don't know why it sounded like that.
No, we didn't get things like that when I grew up. So, but anyways, that was one of my fears. Are you scared of spiders?
I'm actually not. I don't mind them. I think they're fascinating. I think the way they work and everything like that. I am, but not in the house. No,
Yeah, I don't mind if I don't see them
outside.
or
That's their
look at them or
like that. But no, once they're in the house, I'm like, man, that's you roll the dice and that's what you.
I remember you telling me like when you used to live in Texas that your brother moved to like an up and coming like subdivision or whatever and they were developing and it was causing the tarantulas to migrate. You were telling me that there would be like
Yes.
hundreds on the
Yes, that
ground
was
and
out
stuff
in,
on the main roads and everything. And you were
Yeah.
telling me that story and I was like, oh man, I wish I could have been there during that time because I would take my vehicle and run them over.
No, you don't.
Because I want them to die. And the thing is, I know they're God's creatures and, you know, I know they have a purpose, but not in my life.
Die. No, that's when I lived in Joshua, Texas, out in the middle of nowhere. They started developing and such, and then once they'd make the roads, you'd see these black tarantulas just jumping.
Oh, God.
I'd come home from work and just a bunch of tarantulas. I tried not to hit them. I would pull over and roll down the window like that much though, to be able to look at them and such, and they'd always point at me and be like, "Yeah, just keep moving."
No.
And I would because
I would bring a tank.
a tank
And I would blow them up. I'd be like,
with the big
"Listen."
fire, a
Yes.
big old blowtorch.
The flamethrower.
Yeah, a flame. What did I say? Blowtorch.
Blowtorch. That's not too much.
Yeah, we'll bring that too.
So,
No, but to answer your question, yes, I don't mind spiders. I think they're fascinating. I think they're great and all, but not in the house. And don't touch me because then.
yeah, well, it jumped on my head. It did touch me.
Fun fact, though, that I learned that You okay?
What's the fun fact?
Fun fact: I did not know that there was a such thing as brown. You have the black widow and you have brown widows too.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea. I thought there was just black widows until I saw it. It was on the window, and it looked at me and it pointed at me, judging me.
Are you sure it was a brown widow, not a brown recluse?
No, it wasn't a brown recluse. We have a lot of those in Texas, and so I know what those
I
look
got
like.
bit by a brown recluse. I think that's what added to my fear. But it was like I had killed it like right when it like went to bite me, so it didn't fully inject me with its venom. But like I had like the venom lines going up my arm. It
Like
bit me
track
right there on
marks
the tip of my finger. Mm-hmm.
Like what? Wait a minute. What are
No,
we talking
no,
about?
no, no, no. You
This
could
is
see
the part where the camera cuts off. You
No,
play that like elevator music. We come back, and then I got like this patch over my eye, and no,
no. Anyways,
we don't want to talk about it.
well,
so.
do you have any phobias?
I
Because you made fun of my phobia. Like you and my aunt were making fun of me
I did
because
not
I
make
was.
fun of your phobia.
You were laughing at me.
I was laughing with you.
No, you weren't.
about your
Was I
phobia.
laughing? I was crying.
It may have been a mistake.
I was not laughing.
I thought
I'm
it was like
still
one of
not
those
laughing.
belly laughs where you're like,
No.
no.
No, it wasn't.
Oh yeah. Then I
So
was
what's your
laughing at you.
phobia? I want to know. We've
Um,
never really talked about it
clowns.
before.
A clown
Oh, I'm
hurt
scared
me
of
once.
clowns too.
I don't really have much of a big phobia except for like
Clowns?
clowns. Yeah,
Wait a second. I thought you were scared of open water.
that's just recently.
But that's still considered a phobia.
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm terrified of open water too. But I think that you got the open water fear from me because I was scared of it. And
That's
then you,
not a thing.
Because you developed it after we started, dating. You had no problem with water, and I was terrified of open water, and now you're scared of it. And I think that you're scared of it more now than I am. I think so.
Well, since it's a tell-all moment now,
Well, I think that
I
you
actually have
I think
developed
that
a
you
big fear of open water. Because in Texas we have what, lakes?
yeah,
And
you don't
that's
have
it.
any kind of like oceans or anything.
Yeah, we don't have a shark in the in the lake. We got some really big catfish
And some moccasins.
and moccasins, yeah, and they're not very nice. I don't want to talk about that either.
But I think that being with somebody for so long that you can develop the phobias that they have, honestly.
I would agree. Yeah.
Because you didn't have that, and then now, like I said, I think you have a bigger fear of it than I do.
We see the size of the fish out there.
But,
Yeah,
so,
the river monsters are out there. I do go on a fishing trip with my job every now and then. And every time I go out there, they have this big yacht and such, and I say a little prayer, for myself and the boat and everybody that's going with me and such. And I'm like, all right, this is it. All right. If I was meant to go in the ocean, then I wish I would have known before or else I wouldn't have gone. But no, I do. I say a little prayer and tell them I miss you guys. I love you guys. And I hope I come back.
who are you talking about? Because you never say that
No,
to me.
it's on the way. No, I'm not going to say it. Baby, I love you. I pray that I come back so that I can pay some bills and
I want you to.
Don't worry about that leftovers. I'm gonna eat it when I come back.
Well, I'm going to say you weren't saying
Tell
that to
baby
me.
girl I love
I
her.
tell you, go. Please. Go.
Yeah, but I think you mean it in a different sense than I do. I'll come back.
No, he's okay. You
go,
can
babe.
go.
Open water. You're gonna be great.
Anyways,
So no, I would agree. Open water would be a phobia that I have now, that I did not have before.
do you think
So-
that you have any more?
No, I faced my fears pretty good. The dark, I had that one for the longest time. But once I
The
had
dark
kids,
side? It's pretty sad that your son joined the dark side.
he betrayed me, and he went to the dark side.
But you know what? I kind of agree with the dark side. And he hates it.
We should. This is probably something we should talk about in a next segment or
No,
something.
no. Like, I see their reasoning. I understand why your son wants to be part of it.
So you're part of the rebellion, the resistance.
I didn't say I was part of anything.
The
I just said that I can understand their reasoning behind some of the things.
okay, right, the reason. But who do you side with?
I don't side with
Choose
anybody.
carefully.
I can't side with anybody because I've never really watched the movies. I've only watched. Okay, I watched half of the first one, and then I figured out that Princess Leia and is it Hans or Luke
Luke
Skywalker?
Skywalker, yeah.
They're brother and sister, and I found that out within like I watched it, and I was watching it with some friends because they were like, "You need to watch Star Wars. You need to watch Star Wars," and so I was watching it, and the part in the first film, whenever they did like the hologram,
Yeah.
whatever message thing, whenever he went and seen Luke Skywalker, I was like, oh, they're brother and sister. And you would have thought that I said the world's worst sin. They were like, how the F did you know that? And I'm like, they just said it right there.
Because they literally just,
Like, and they were like, no, you're not supposed to know that. And they're supposed to fall in love or something. And I'm like, but he literally just says right there that they're brother and sister, and I
I
was like,
mean,
I
that would be
don't
like a.
know where. Yeah, but I don't understand like these people that, you know, that are diehard Star Wars fans, and I get it because I'm the same way with other things. How they didn't know that until later on in the film series because I was like, it said it right there. But anyways, I never had time to really watch it because I never.
So, in saying that, then how can you choose a side if you haven't seen the whole.
Because you've explained it to me because well, let me go back because we were hanging out with your kids for Christmas. Was it last year?
Mm-hmm.
And we watched the new one,
Mm-hmm.
which was like the backstory of Darth Vader, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
prior to before he turned into Darth Vader,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he was like talking to the lady. I don't know these people's names because I don't know Star Wars, but um, and he was talking, and I was like, I kind of get it. Like I
That the
understand.
Jedi way is the way to go.
No, because I don't feel like the Jedi way is the dark. Isn't the Jedi way the good people?
The Jedi way is the way. Yeah.
No, because who, who does Darth Vader work for? I know that he's like imprisoned.
Oh, Amazon. He got
Isn't
hired
he?
on.
Doesn't he? You said that he gets like imprisoned or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. But so he,
Can we please watch the movies from the beginning?
maybe if we have time. Listen, and then there's another thing that I kind of disagree with. Like Star Wars was supposed to be like this something special, right? And now I feel that it has been taken and they have made so much of it now that it can't be special anymore. Like I feel like they're overdoing it now. And I love Disney. Like, I'm a Disney fan and everything, but I don't really watch Star Wars, but I feel like the Star Wars like franchise was what's the word I'm looking for? That it's not as special as it used to be, and maybe I'm
You
wrong.
know what? In a way, I do agree with you. I do agree with you. But
It takes away from it. Like it took away from that close like family unit thing. I don't.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
it
Like
does. It does. I can understand that.
yeah,
It's like watching a movie in the 80s and it's great and everything, but you watch it now and you're like, I don't get
it's
it.
for that
Yeah,
time,
it's for that time.
and I just feel like
Or when they
all the
bring
stuff they're making now
when
just
they bring
isn't.
a movie back,
Yeah,
like and they
remake it.
reboot it, remake it, and you're like, well, yeah, it was a good movie, and
Like Hocus Pocus 2. That was a disgrace. And I love
it was a.
Hocus
I
Pocus.
think for Hocus Pocus 2, everybody expected the
The
same
same from the
wow factor
90s.
like you
Yeah.
did, yeah, in the 90s, but
It
it
wasn't the
was in the
same because
90s.
it's not the
It's a
90s
different
anymore.
generation. It's a different view
Yeah.
on things and such, and a lot of things are being pushed. I know we'll probably get a lot of
Flack for
flag
that.
for a bunch of things, but
And I love the
things back then,
characters. I
yeah.
love Hocus Pocus. Like I said, it was one of my favorite Halloween movies. But we watched the Hocus Pocus 2 when it came out, and literally my face was like this. Like the whole time, because it was like, can we please just turn it off? Because this sucks. But then you have to see it through because it's like, if you're going to watch it, then you have to see the whole thing through. And I was like, okay, maybe there's going to be some kind of redeeming, factors in this movie. And there was nothing. And now they're
Oh, what's
making
his name though? I did like the big tall skinny guy that was in the grave, but he came back.
Billy.
Yes, Billy. Oh, Billy's so
Yeah,
awesome.
he was cool. He was cool in the first one though too.
You sound so sad
It,
right
it was
now.
it was very disappointing, and it hurt my inner childhood like
Great.
memories. Like I just was so sad. And now they're making well, they said, I don't know if it's, they're saying they're going to make a 3 and it's like, please don't just leave it alone.
Well,
But I will
speaking,
say though, Haunted Mansion, the remake of Haunted Mansion,
they did good on
chef's
that.
kiss on that because that
That
was
was
a
good.
phenomenal movie.
That was good.
I was depressed and sad that they were remaking it, but they
You
did
want
a
to talk about it?
great job on Haunted Mansion. No, I'm done talking about it now. Anyways, what are you gonna say?
About what? We
I don't
switched
know.
so many subjects
I
around.
don't know. We were talking about your phobias, and you were saying that you don't really have any, but I feel like you do.
I haven't really thought about it because I don't know. I would say clowns and open water. Open water just recently, but yeah.
Yeah. I think also I have a fear of like really, really dry hands. Like I freak out when my hands are really dry and then you like touch something and oh God,
Oh,
it
I can get that. Yeah.
so like recently I've been having to like lotion my hands so much because my hands have been so dry and I feel like now it's like a phobia I'm developing. I just don't like touching stuff with dry hands. I know it's weird.
Well, that's new.
That's why I don't touch you anymore.
It's a different part of our relationship now. Level 4.
So,
What about pet peeves?
oh, I have quite a few of
Me
those.
too. Kind of like you going to the dark side.
I'm not,
Feature.
I have not, I have, I'm neutral right now. I can't say I want to go with the other one because I do see the points of the good people, right? But I see the points of the bad people too.
I
Like,
think that if we watch it from the beginning,
I'll go to the dark side officially.
not what I was expecting, but
Do you really want to take
no.
that risk?
Yeah, I am. I am
Well,
because.
I mean, I don't have it. I'm not opposed to watching it. Like,
Well, then let's get our watch on.
I probably would turn into a Star Wars nerd because I do nerd out on a lot of stuff, but
That means I can buy a lightsaber.
no, it doesn't. You don't have anywhere to put it.
I could hang it up on the wall, but
No, no, can't.
to put it under the bed or
No, no.
just
If we're gonna do that, then we're gonna get a TARDIS.
a TARDIS. Can we get that first?
Do you know what a TARDIS is?
Yeah, TARDIS. It's like a turtle.
A turtleneck?
I did not say.
So what did you
All right,
say?
just for the record, it's not a turtleneck.
No.
TARDIS. You put an R in front of that. This is retardis.
Have you ever seen Doctor Who?
Who?
Doctor Who?
Who?
You know what Doctor Who is. Please tell me you know what Doctor Who is. All right, well, if we're watching Star Wars, then we're watching Doctor Who from the beginning.
And how long is Doctor Who?
A long time. It's still going on as far as I know.
No, sweet. We'll watch out. Wait a minute. Is that the one with the
TARDIS.
the blue phone thingy?
Yeah, the phone booth.
Oh, cool.
The TARDIS.
Kind of like Superman. Or Harry Potter had a red phone thingy where they would go into the Ministry of Magic. Mm-hmm. No,
Yeah.
same.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody, they really like their phone booths over there.
They sure do.
We should get one.
Anyways, pet peeves.
You going to the dark side without telling me.
I didn't go to the dark side.
Okay.
Are we gonna break up over it?
We should move on. Pet peeves, stress.
Your pet peeve is stress.
Whenever you stress out. I don't like it when you stress out.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that I'm a pet peeve.
Thank you. Okay, what is your number one pet peeve?
Oh, I don't know what number one because I have quite a few of them.
Pick one.
Someone using the restroom and not flushing the
Are you comfortable?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I forgot what we were saying. Oh, pet peeves. I don't like when someone pees in or uses the restroom in the toilet and they don't flush it. That just upsets me more than you realize. Like, and I know sometimes like boys forget. Not saying you, but like my son, he is notorious for using the restroom and then not flushing it, and it just makes me want to beat him.
Yeah, yeah. I'll talk to him about that. Because we don't want him to get beat.
No. Whatever. You're
So
acting like I'm abusive. I'm
you
not
don't
abusive.
abuse. It just hurts sometimes.
It just hurts sometimes.
When you use your fist.
Well, don't piss me off. What's one of your pet peeves?
Again, whenever you stress out, that's why I try my
That's
best.
it.
I do because I don't like to stress. My I can't take it. That's why I'm always positive. That's why I try to just chill and everything. But whenever you stress out, it just you set the tone for our family here. Whenever you stress out, things just kind of bleh.
Well, if you didn't do things that pissed me off all the time, I wouldn't be stressed out.
This is the part where I just sit here and take it. I'm ugly. You're pretty. I'm dumb. You're smart. You're so pretty right
Thank you.
now.
Whatever. What's another pet peeve of mine?
I actually I don't yelling. Yelling. I don't. I'm not saying necessarily just you or any. It's just yelling in a conversation, or just whenever you argue with somebody or whatever. I don't see the point in, who can yell the loudest or who can bash the person the more, or the worst or whatever. I just that's a pet peeve of mine. Listening to a conversation, be like, okay, this person makes a good point. That person makes a good point, but you're both trying to outdo each other. This person is raising their voice to try to get a raise out of this one, or vice versa, and such. And the end result is the same. You're either both going to be like, okay, I just want to leave. I don't need to talk to you right now. Give me about 5 minutes. Or you're going to resolve it and it's still going to be the same. You need time to cool down. So that's why I don't yell whenever you and I argue. I don't yell. I don't curse. I don't see the point in that either. Like that because it does cause a lot of stress. But yelling, there's no place for it. And that is a big pet peeve. Whenever I see people yelling or anything like that, I'm like, you accomplished nothing, and you're still at the base of one or the square of one.
I don't know.
How's that saying? What you're still at first?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
That's why I don't use sayings because I don't really understand them. So, you're still at the very beginning. Again, nothing was accomplished. So yeah, that would be one of my biggest pet peeves. Is in an argument or whatever. It's like there's no reason to yell. There's no reason to cuss. It solves absolutely nothing. Talk it out. If you can't
It's an
talk it out,
interesting pet peeve.
go cool down and come back and see if you can figure it out.
Okay. Well,
So like whenever you're yelling at me and you start
start doing what?
nothing, sorry, right?
I don't yell at you.
Much.
I don't yell.
No, she doesn't. But yes, that would be a really big pet peeve for me.
We're gonna fight when we get off this.
We're not going.
Whatever.
So it's funny. We went from spiders to Star Wars to movies briefly to you not yelling much to pet peeves.
Yeah. Anyways, another pet peeve that I have is whenever women blatantly hit on you. Well, I wouldn't call that a pet peeve. It really upsets me.
Women don't hit on me.
Yes, they do. They do hit on you. Whenever we're like out at a restaurant or whatever, and we went to this hibachi steakhouse a couple weeks ago, and there was a lady that was sitting at the table, like the next table across the way, and she was facing us, and you she was so blatantly obvious that she was molesting you with your eyes. We can't say that. That she was,
That's little.
oh, I'll block it out. That she was undressing you with with her eyes.
It was a little cold.
And even though we were sitting next to each other, we had our hands in each other. She was literally trying to break her neck, trying to stare you down. And it was like, honey, he doesn't want you. Like, and
I
she was like, I mean, she was a nice looking older lady, but I was just,
I
it just
didn't see it.
aggravates me how women will do that even though your other half is with you. Like, it just aggravates me.
If I would have seen it, honestly, if I would have seen her looking at me or checking me out, whatever, I would have been all over you even more than I already am. I've been like,
But you did see it at the end because I
well,
told
at
you
the
she
end,
was.
yeah, you you had to like that one right there, that one. Watch her, she's looking at you, and me just. And then it was a little uncomfortable. It was very
Yeah, and then our waitress at Cracker Barrel this yesterday morning, she was hitting on you too. And you
what?
were angry because you're like, she's so fake. And it's like, no, she's hitting on you.
So that whole time that I'm sitting there telling you,
Well, you asked me. You said, what would happen if she touched me? I said, I would lose my crap because she's hitting on you.
I just thought it was bad service. That's why I was like,
No,
look,
she gave us great service, but it was because she liked you.
you should have told me.
I did tell you.
What did I do?
Nothing.
I guess that's good.
I guess. What were you going to do?
Be goofy as hell, and
You already were. We never go anywhere without you being goofy.
I'm a gentleman.
Caller?
Caller? Not what I was gonna go for. Why does it pay?
No.
No. Oh well then. What?
What?
That's weird.
Anyways.
All right. Well, you have anything else you'd like to talk about today?
No, other than you're aggravating.
Well, that's for another episode or later today. Well, if you guys liked this episode, like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you guys want to talk about. And you okay?
I feel like this was like all over the place today.
It was, but it was fun. I liked it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think about Star Wars. Do you think that you understand the reasoning behind people wanting to be on the dark side? Because he is genuinely upset that his son is
I'm
on the
not
dark side.
upset that he's on
He
the dark
does.
side.
Like, his son's a big Star Wars fan, and he gets physically ill when we're at the store and we see something. I'm like, oh, I think that your son would like that. And he's like, well, it would be fine if he didn't betray me and went to the dark side. So I'm not gonna get him anything because he hurt my feelings. And
He didn't hurt my feelings. He betrayed me and went to the dark side.
exactly my point. So
We will watch the movies, and then we'll get back to you guys and see if she still has the same opinion or if she finally came to her senses. And
we need to add that to the list of stuff that we
that's
have
a
yet
long
to
list.
finish
I mean, look at our
watching.
board. That thing is huge.
Well, anyways, it was nice talking. We're going to get in the swing of things, I promise. Like, we want to try to do one a week. You know, now that I'm not working all the time on this project, I think that we should be able to, no problem now. So we'll see how it goes.
We got this. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, thanks.
Really? You told them about the dark side? We need to talk about that.